Good day everyone, my name is Wong Cafe, metric number is 254031. So today I would like to present about the tourism poverty alleviation in East Malaysia. So now I will give some introduction first. The tourism sector is the one of the important income for the Malaysian's economy. According to the statistics in 2018, Malaysia received the total number 26 million international tourists and contribute 86.1 billion ringgit for the foreign exchange revenue in Malaysia, accounting for 5.9% GDP in 2018. So now I will present about the three policies that the tourism poverty alleviation in East Malaysia. The first one is allocating the budget for the advertising tourism spot and the tourism development. Number two is partnering with airline company for marketing purpose. Number three is exposing the local culture with the tribe and the tourists. So my friend will present the policy after me. So now I would like to propose the issue that arose in this recent year regarding to the Malaysia. Issue number one is the Chinese tour guide in Malaysia is insufficient, but the Chinese tourists in Malaysia is increasing. According to the data from the Ministry of Tourism of Malaysia, there are currently 5,000 of Chinese tour guide in Malaysia, but not all of them are active. Almost 4,000 only active. So, Ministry of Tourism stipulate a tour which is more than 7 people must have a tour guide. So, even though they are not limit, one person of tour guide should be lead how many person of tourists, but in Malaysia the bus sitting is 44 seat, so one person of tour guide can lead 44% of tourists. Issue number two is the checkpoint service and traffic jam and the toilet hygiene issue in Johor. The main sources of tourism in Johor are from Singapore. There are almost 400,000 people are using Johor Singapore Causeway and Tua Second Link every day, including the 300,000 of Malaysian they are transit to Singapore to work. If there are more tourists, the checkpoint service, traffic jam, and the toilet hygiene issue will become a problem. So next, I will pass to my teammate to proceed our policy explanation.
Hello everyone, my name is Chi Chong. My metric number is 252924. For our first policy, we will allocate a budget for marketing advertising. To solve the problem that my member discussed just now, we will allocate a total of 100,000 ringgit for marketing advertising. The trend of the day is changed. Thus, we cannot underestimate the power of marketing because it is an important element to determine the success of policy. This is because we are in a digital world. Majority people spend a lot of time on internet, and much of the information they gain was from social media rather than newspaper or television. Moreover, Bhutan is a country which is similar to our country. For information, Bhutan is surrounded by mountains such as Mountain Himalaya, while in our country we also have Mountain Kinabalu, which is located at Sabah. Bhutan is a small country and not very famous in 1974. The tourists alive in the country were just only 278. But until 2010, the total of tourists arrived in the country has been increased around 41,000. Furthermore, this country is well-protected cultural heritage and natural environment, just same as our Sabah and Sarawak. In addition, the trend of tourism is changed, and we can notice that a lot of tourists like to travel to the country which is full of natural environment. This is because they are tired of the hectic life and fast-paced lifestyle in city, which is make them want to slow down their lifestyle and enjoy in the environment of nature. Our department will allocate 40,000 ringgit for marketing on social media. We will cooperate with the online news agency, tourism website, famous YouTuber and blogger to promote the tourism spot. For example, we will always update online news agency by asking them continue updating with our policy or promotion. Moreover, a lot of teenagers nowadays are easily influenced by famous tourism posts on social media on choosing their travel destination. The famous tourism website often make posting and sharing on tourism plan about the travel destination. Therefore, we also can cooperate with those websites to promote East Malaysia and make a cooperation with famous YouTubers such as sponsor them flight ticket and cover all their expenditure in East Malaysia. The rest of the budget will be used for advertisement on billboard, train, bus and grab car to catch attention of people, especially those places where crowd will most likely to see.
Hello, my name is Najah Abdissalam Mohammed. My monthly number is 231442. I'm gonna talk about our secondary policy, which is partnering airline companies for marketing purpose. Besides money allocation, our other suggestion is to partner airline companies for to increase the mobility of the travelers, especially in East Malaysia, we separated by the sea with the Peninsular Malaysia or West Malaysia, and most of the geographical location are mountainous. We noticed that in the recent years, AirAsia has launched many cheap flight promotions to many Southeast Asian countries such as Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia. We can make airline partnership with the domestic and other countries' airline companies to encourage East Malaysia to become the selection of the tourists to travel to. For example, Dubai government in United Arab Emirates use this kind of to promote this kind of partnership to promote their tourism. They partner a lot of airline companies within their country and outside their country. Within their country, such as Etihadis Airline, Emirat Airline, Flight Dubai. Outside their countries, they partner with British Airways, Singapore Airline. Usually, when people want to go holiday and travel, they want one of the most important thing that come to your mind is if they can get affordable flight ticket or cheap flight ticket. So whenever you Google flight is from Dubai to another place, you will see the pop-up of a lot of promotion from different kind of airlines that mostly of the government of this city of this, as well as United Arab Emirates make with partnership. So I can hope that kind of approach we can promote and make a lot of airlines do the same for us and promote our East Malaysia tourism by offering cheap flight ticket. This is not something new. For example, recently MAS has launched a Fly Malaysia campaign for Visit Malaysia 2020. Fly Malaysia campaign can be seen via advertisement and the Malaysia Airline social media pages to encourage Malaysia to travel locally and to also encourage globally tourists to visit Malaysia.
So I will be discussing about the third policy, which is exposing the local culture with the trip and tourists. Same as Malaysia, Vietnam is a developing country and it is developing partially quickly with its shift to market economy. The country is so aggressive in recent years to promote their tourism places like Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi because they are unique in their culture and thus attract the tourists to visit places in their countries. So I will be discussing a little bit about the culture in Vietnam and also the culture in East Malaysia as a comparison. The Vietnamese culture were influenced by the Chinese culture and also the European culture during their colonialism and also the American culture as well. In East Malaysia, it boasts an unparalleled mixture of ethnicity and culture from Malays, Chinese, Indians, and also the tribes and former headhunters, which are the indigenous people. So basically, these two countries have their own unique culture and they are totally different. According to a research, Vietnam has more potential to have a fast development in economy compared to Malaysia. This is because they found this country, the Vietnam, has more youngsters and they are passionate to attract more tourists to visit their places. But looking back to East Malaysia, although we have lesser youngsters compared to Vietnam, but most of us are educated and we do speak international language, which is English. It is easier for us for the locals to communicate with the tourists from foreign countries. Many ethnic groups live together in Malaysia for generations and these cultures have influenced each other, which created a truly Malaysian culture. This cultural tourism has made Malaysia to become famous and it is one of the reasons why the tourists choose to travel to Malaysia rather than the other countries. In East Malaysia, which consists of Sabah and Sarawak, there are more indigenous people compared to West Malaysia. The indigenous people in Sarawak account for 70.5% of the population in the state, while in Sabah account for 58.6% of the population. There are still many underdeveloped areas where the heritage culture remain unchanged. Having this unique heritage culture is winning for us to attract more tourists to travel to East Malaysia. Our plan here is to make propaganda of this culture to the tourists and thus they can expose themselves in the local culture like wearing the traditional costumes, dancing the traditional dance with the indigenous people and also watching the cultural performances by the indigenous people.
In a nutshell, as mentioned above, there are a few issues occurring in tourism in Malaysia from the perspective of our view as a Minister of Tourism. First of all, the number of Chinese tour guides in Malaysia is insufficient, where the proportion of the Chinese tourists is increasing. On the other hand, there is also another issue, which is the checkpoint service, traffic jam, and the toilet hygiene issue occur in Johor. Therefore, by and the issue at the same time reducing the poverty and improving the income distribution in Malaysia. As a Minister, we come with three policies which we think that it will be efficient and effective. First and foremost, allocate a budget for around 100k for marketing advertising. This is due to the reason of we are now living in the digital world and we believe that by focusing on marketing advertising, especially on social media, we can not only reach to more tourists, but also promoting our new place of attraction to the tourists, not only within our country, but also to the tourists from all over the world. For instance, we are going to cooperate with the online agency, tourism website, famous YouTuber, and the blogger to promote the tourism spots. Furthermore, we will partner with the airline company to increase the mobility of the traveler. We can make the airline partnership with domestic and other country airline company. We can catch the tourist attention by partnering with airline company to launch the cheap flight ticket promotions. As a reference, we can have a look on Vietnam as they are also promote the similar tourism attraction with us. However, this promotion should be announced through social media as it is the easiest and effective way to reach the attention of the tourists. As an example, Musk has launched a Fly Malaysia campaign for Visit Malaysia 2020. Fly Malaysia campaign will be visible via advertisement and Malaysia Airlines social media channel to encourage the Malaysians to travel locally and to connect the tourists all over the world to Malaysia. Last but not least, exposing the local culture with the trap to the tourists. Many ethnic groups actually live together in Malaysia for generations, and this culture has influenced each other, which create the truly Malaysian culture. This culture tourism has caused Malaysia to become the famous, and is the reason why a lot of tourists choose to travel to Malaysia rather than other countries. However, there are actually of unique culture and traditions in Malaysia, but is less established and promoted among the global tourists. So in fact, having this unique heritage culture of these indigenous ethnic groups is a winning for us to attract more tourists to travel to Malaysia. Therefore, our plan here is to make the propaganda of this culture to the tourists and thus expose themselves to the local culture, like wearing the traditional costume, dancing the traditional dance with indigenous groups, and even watching the cultural performance. So these are the suggested policy that we think that it will be more efficient and effective in reducing the poverty and improving the income distribution in Malaysia as the perspective of our view as a Minister of Tourism. So that's all for our forum for today. Thank you.